From the Daily Mail, police collect wreckage of octagonal-shaped UFO shot down by U.S. F-16 fighter jet. Newly released documents have revealed that Canadian police collected debris of a UFO that was shot down over Lake Huron last year. The object was taken down on February 12, 2023 by a U.S. F-16, marking the third such incident over North America that month. Jeez. Witnesses described the object as octagonal with strings hanging off it before the... So what is it, a balloon? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
there was some weird balloon.
Strings, interdimensional strings.
But this is another story that's coming out, and look at that one. The Chinese weather balloon. Surveillance balloon, sorry. Mm-hmm. There's another story that's coming out right around the time we had these UFO hearings that kind of got glossed over. And now I'm wondering what they're hiding about the UFOs. Because normally when a UFO story comes out, like Hunter Biden shot a dog or something, and they're like, quick, aliens. This time the alien story happened, the hearings happened, and no one talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
No one really cares. I posted about it as it was happening. Everyone was like, wait, there's one happening right now. But it's been this way. I mean, I keep thinking of the New York Times in 2015, I think it was. They literally had an article that said, we have vehicles in space, not of Earth origin. No one cared.
I feel like
no one cared.
Look at this story from the New York Post. Congressional UFO hearing details alleged secret government programs, descriptions of non-alien craft.
Yeah, they said they had biologics in possession.
NHI is the term. Let me see if I can, if we can pull this up here. Here you go. Yeah, right there. A long-awaited hearing that promised to pull back the curtain has heard witnesses about alleged secret crash retrieval programs, communication with non-human intelligence. So apparently in this hearing, they said, yeah, there were vehicles that we believe were created by non-human intelligence. They crashed and they killed people.
They had a hard time defining what life is. Like when I think it was and when it was, I think it was Luna asked about the crafts being alive or not. Elizondo, however you say his name, said he couldn't define what life means anymore because of whatever he's seen. So they couldn't define life. They couldn't define when they say what something is alive. Couldn't really define what that is because they're saying there's different definitions of life now, depending
That's
on
a political
whether it's
statement.
conscious or not. Yeah, I found that kind of shady.
Robots are not alive.
I agree.
My washing machine is not alive. It talks.
No,
It
but-
sings songs.
Agreed.
there is an argument to be made because there are certain characteristics that all living things have, but viruses don't have them.
That's what they were.
They don't have all of them, and so viruses technically, like there is a gray area about whether a virus counts as alive or not because it doesn't meet all of the qualifications.
You're talking about
for a
consciousness.
living thing. I don't think consciousness is necessary because like tardigrades and
Trees.
there's a lot of stuff that are definitely not conscious. But when it comes to the scientific definition for alive, there are anomalies and actually considering how many different kinds of viruses there are, they're actually not anomalies. They're as numerous as actual living things.
What's crazy about this is that the program is called Immaculate Constellation. And apparently it's one of many programs in the U.S. government that officials are allowed to lie about under oath. So you're testifying before Congress and they'll say, is non-human intelligence a thing? You go, no. And it specifically outlines in these operations because a no comment could be implied to be a potential yes. Mm-hmm. It gives information. So the subjects in question are instructed to lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wild. I'm of two minds because I think there are things that travel here, perhaps through dimensions. I also think aliens are demons, but I also think a lot of the stuff we get is stuff that Lockheed Martin's building. There's no oversight to the money. We're giving places like Lockheed and Raytheon, and a lot of these sightings that they're talking about, these hearings, happen at military bases. So then their argument's like, well, they're coming to observe the military bases. I'm like, I think it's Lockheed doing joyrides over your military bases to see how you can, detect them. But that's me. I think it's Lockheed Martian. That's what I'm calling it now.
Lockheed Martian.
That's my new thing. Yeah, Lockheed Martian.
I don't know. I kind of feel like, why wouldn't there be aliens? And so the issue then becomes, people say, the Fermi paradox. If aliens exist, why don't we know about them? And it's like, maybe we as humans do, but you don't.
Right. Maybe we can't even perceive them. Whatever it is, if there's another thing that's not human traveling here, we just can't perceive.
Well, I mean, there's the simple thing like your dog doesn't know what a highway is.
Right.
And I watched this video about aliens. They said a human and an ant are so far away from each other in terms of what their being and bodies are. Humans can create highways, understand, see what it is, and know. An ant cannot fathom in any way that there's a highway there. Now you look at a dog. Dogs and humans are much, much more closely related than ants and humans, and the dog still doesn't know what a highway is. The dog understands there's something there, and there's something going on, and it might be dangerous, but they don't really get what it is. Then we look up at the stars, and we see phenomenon that we try to explain. Imagine a dog-level intelligence trying to explain a highway. There's a lot of cars. We yell at them. Right. They're big and they're scary. Right. And so then we look up at the stars and we're like, look at all those rocks spinning around. Yeah, if you went through that, you'd get hit. Meanwhile, aliens could be so far advanced from us that they're like, oh, that's a galactic neuroconnective path using these minerals and these, and we'd be like,
right. Huh? They're just folding space-time and punching a hole through it and just arriving here. And that's, the crash landing thing is weird to me, if that's a thing. I think that is us. But I'm not saying there isn't things like
humans from the future.
I think one possibility is breakaway civilizations from back in the day who are very advanced.
Dude, I read something that said the discovery of aliens would be nowhere near as shocking to humans as the discovery of humans.
100%.
If humans discover that there were other humans on other planets, it would be substantially more terrifying and shocking.
How do you think we got Elon? Descendant of a breakaway civilization. That's just my theory.
That's why he talks like that.
That's why he talks like
that. Weird accent.
That's why he has all these great ideas.
Moon accent.
He's from the moon. Yeah.
Have you seen that movie Moonfall?
No.
Have you seen it? Mm-mm. It's where the moon is falling to Earth, and then we got to make it not fall to Earth, I guess. And so they go to the moon, and it turns out the moon is a terraforming space station that's just been covered in dirt over tens of thousands of years or whatever. And the idea was that a civilization created a bunch of created an AI that then started to wipe out that civilization. So they fled and started mass producing these spherical space stations that could terraform and create planets. The AI came and then destroyed them all, but one escaped and got away from it. And then it created the Earth. And when the humans from that went down to Earth, got stuck and they couldn't get back to the station. And so those very few humans created the entire population of the planet, completely forgetting that the moon was a space station. Then they go there and it's like ancient technology and spaceships and all this crazy stuff that humans had made.
So it's a documentary.
Yes.
I mean, Elon is looking to make a breakaway civilization by going to Mars. Like they're to avoid cataclysm on Earth to go to Mars. So
he's
very possible.
I think what did he say? He needs like 26 starships or something.
I'm not sure the number.
Because Mars has a very thin atmosphere and weak gravity. And you're not going to be growing stuff directly on the surface. Right. So you have to create internal self-sustaining structures, which is ridiculously difficult to do.
Well, yeah.
Basically, terrariums for humans.
Yep.
That's going to be wild.
I think we're going to see it.
Yeah?
For those who believe in space, that is.
You don't think that they'll just hit the firmament and explode?
For those that believe in space.
That's not so crazy.
Next week, we're doing a flat Earth debate, I guess. Alex is
really?
Hey, I offered to send Alex Stein to Antarctica, and I don't know what he's dragging his feet about.
He needs to go.
I know. Right now is when it's warm.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect, and there was perfect time to go.
I mean, the Nazis are there, so I understand why.
Yeah, but they're underground.
They're underground. Just
they're
like
in the hollow earth.
Just like they're in the moon.
So apparently there's like some expedition they're doing. It's like 30 grand. And I asked the audience, I said, do you guys think we should spend the money on this? It's your memberships. You make this, I don't want to be like, people are going to be mad, say you could spend $30,000 on a billboard calling out rhinos and, protecting gun rights. Why are you sending Alex Stein? And everyone said, yes, send Alex Stein to Antarctica.
Alex, what are you doing?
And he doesn't
He's at the Tyson fight right now when he should be in Antarctica.
Is he at the Tyson fight?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so excited to watch a Tyson fight. I'm glad it's at 11 because I was like, it's starting at 8. We're going to miss it. Yeah, but it's wild. I mean, considering how crazy things have gotten right now, the meme in like 2018 was that aliens were going to land in 2019 or 2020 because of how weird everything got. It's weirder now than it's ever been. Everything's much more weird.
Yeah.
I always like to say this too when talking about aliens is Annie Jacobson wrote this crazy book where she interviewed a guy from Area 51, some high up guy. And he said back in the 50s or 60s, I think it was the 60s, our government was taking like severely autistic children and mutating them to look like extraterrestrials to scare the Soviets.
What?
Yeah. So that is also another possibility of things that they might just put in their Lockheed Martin spaceships and flying around.
I think there's
Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, that's
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
I think about it like this. Anybody who's got a farm, the cows don't know you. Like they know you, but you're walking around. They have no idea what's going on.
Right.
And so when we do like wildlife observation, we hide. We'll put a camera in a hidden area, or deer hunting, give a deer blind, and then you just watch the animals do their thing. If aliens were coming to Earth, I'd imagine that's what they'd do. Their technology is beyond our comprehension, if it does exist. I'm not saying it does. They're going to travel in ways we can't comprehend. They're going to do things we don't get. And if they're observing us, they don't want to be seen.
Except for Adam Schiff.
Especially considering that we're an intelligent species to a certain degree. Like if a gorilla sees you, the gorilla doesn't know what's going on. Humans can detect patterns much, much better and react in a way that could be bad. Like if aliens actually came to Earth, if I go up to a bunch of chickens, right? Let's say there's a bunch of chickens just outside somewhere, and I run up and go, blah, 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 they'll run away. 10 minutes later, they'll walk back and do what they were doing without question, and none of their behaviors will change. If aliens come to Earth and just come in a ship, float above New York City and go, blah, 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 10 years later, there's going to be gigantic artillery batteries all over the planet and a coalition to fight aliens.
Yeah.
Because human pattern recognition is much, much different.
Yeah.
So aliens then are not going to come out and yell. You ever see that video of the guy yelling at the turkeys that went viral? He went, blah, 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 and then all the turkeys gobble back. Yeah, the aliens aren't going to be doing that.
The thing that's weird, I think it's Immaculate Constellation, where the pilots were saying, I could be wrong about which one it was, but they were orbs were locking onto the jets, and no matter how they moved,
it would stay.
That part is crazy.
So like what they're saying is, here's the plane, and the orb would go to the side of the plane, and when they turned, the orb would stay locked in
Straight up.
position. Like if they did a barrel roll, it would lock perfectly and just be like almost attached to it. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.